Hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing the sliding window maximum problem or the algorithm. Yep. So this is completely based on the Q or the DQ. We can just use both, but this is optimally usually solved using the DQ, right? So let's see first. Let's discuss the same actually. Let's get into the definition part. The sliding window maximum problem finds the maximum element. Yep, find the maximum element in every contiguous subarray or the window, right? So for the window, we'll be considering K actually, what amount of windows that we have to consider. Yet, what number of elements that we have to consider within the certain window that will be considering within the K actually, right? So the sliding window maximum problem finds the maximum element in every contiguous subarray window of size K while moving the window one step at a time. While moving the window one step at a time. So it is optimally solved using the DQ, right? So that's what I said. It's optimally, so it's one of the famous DQ questions, right? It is optimally solved using the DQ, double-ended Q, right? So let's move on with the algorithm explanation. First, what we will be doing, we will be making use of the DQ to store the indices, not the values. So we know that we have already discussed on the DQ algorithm. And yeah, while discussing the data structure within the data structures list as well, actually, while discussing the DQ part. So we use the or yeah, in the DQ, basically we make use of the DQ to store the indices itself, not the values. So this is the primary thing about the DQ. We have to uh, we have to keep this one in the memory. Yep. So see, we have to remember this at any cost. We make use of the DQ to store the indices, not the value, right? So the DQ always keeps the elements in the decreasing order of the values, right? 7, 4, suppose if we have 7, 4, 5, so it will be this one, a decreasing order, right? 7, 5, and 4. The DQ always keeps the elements of the decreasing order of values. One thing, the front of the DQ always stores the index of the maximum element of the current window, right? So accordingly with the DQ, the front of so the DQ always keeps the elements in the decreasing order, right? So the front of the DQ always stores the index of the maximum element, index of the maximum element of the current window. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Yep. So uh, as the DQ always keeps the elements in the decreasing order of the values, we get the maximum value at the front. So this is fine. Now for every index I, what we will do, for every index I, we will be removing the index from the front. Yeah. So this is DQ. We can either remove from the front or the rear. As we have the maximum element at the front, actually, we will be removing the indices from the front. We'll not be removing the values. We will be removing the indices from the front if they're outside the current window. If they're outside the current window, in the sense we are going with, suppose, see here, k, in the example we are going with a k equals 3, right? So if the k equals to 2, right, or if the k equals 4, right, so we will be removing the index, will remove index from the front actually if they're outside the current window, and we will remove the indices from the back if their value is smaller than the current element. If the value is smaller than the current element, right? So because we are finding the maximum, right, sliding window maximum, we are not going with a minimum. Actually, we will be removing all the elements that are smaller than the current element. It's as simple as that. Finally, what we'll do, we'll be adding the current index to the back. We'll be adding the current index to the back, right? Current index consists of the maximum element, right? So we'll be adding that one to the back. So if window size is greater than or equal to k, then we'll be recording the element at the DQ front as the maximum. If the window size is greater than or equal to k, we will record the element at the DQ front as the maximum. So that's what. At the end, we will be left with after removing all the elements. That's the current element actually that will be left contains the maximum element itself, right? So yeah. So now accordingly with the algorithm, so if the window size is greater than or equal to k, we will record the element at the DQ front as the maximum, right? So we'll be going with this particular example. Just note down. Yep. So just note down. Yep. So this is fine. Now what we will be doing. So let's try to implement the same thing as per the discussion, right? Let's try to implement the same thing as per the discussion. First, what we will do. First, what we'll do. Let me go with the example usage here. The same thing. Int. Sorry. Let me go with the array. Yeah. So here, I'll consider the same example, man. Same example as this. 1 second. Yeah. Instead, let me go with the list here. Right. So this is fine here as well. Yep. This is nothing but the input array, right? So next, let's go with the window size. Window size k will be constant 3 itself. Yep. So this is fine. Now, let's consider the dequeue to store the indices, and let's consider the string builder that stores the output, right? So let's do these things actually. Yep. As per the discussion, let's go with the dequeue here. So let me pass the integer. Let me pass the integer here. So this is fine. Equals new array dequeue. So this is fine. Yep. Let me go with the string builder. Let me go with the string builder. B equals new string builder. This is also fine. Yep. So we are making use of the dequeue to store the integers, as well as we are making use of the string builder to store the output. Yep. So if you don't know the string builder and the data structures that we usually make use of, right? Whether it may be strings, arrays, the types of this thing, the data structures that we usually use. Uh, we have discussed all the data structures within the data structures playlist. Data structures using Java playlist. Actually, you can just go through that if you don't understand certain things. Yeah, basics, right? If you're just starting now, or if you feel that you want to this one revise the data structures, if you're not able to remember, and if you want to revise all the data structures, so you can just go through that playlist. Yeah, go through the videos that is present in that particular playlist and come back, right? So this is fine. Now let's move on with the for loop. Actually, I'll just go with the for I equals 0, I less than length of the array. I just go with the array dot length. So finally, let me increment the I. So within the for loop, what I'll do, so we have to remove the indices that are out of the current window, right? So what we will be doing, we will be removing the indices that are out of the current window as per the explanation part that we had discussed, right? As per the explanation part, algorithm explanation part, right? So I'll just go with if not of dequeue dot is empty. We know all the operations that many operations that yeah, that the dequeue provides actually. Yep. I'll just go with the is empty, and let me go with a dequeue dot peak first. Yeah, let me go with a peak first. Peak will not remove or insert. To view the element that is present at the first, we'll be going with a peak first actually. Yeah. So this is fine. Yep. So if it is less than or equal to I minus k, if it is less than or equal to I minus k, then let's go with dequeue dot poll first. Yeah, to remove the elements. Yep, to remove the elements, we'll be going with the poll first. We'll be removing the indices actually, not the elements. We'll be removing the indices. We will be considering the indices, right? So basically, we'll be storing the indices with the dequeue. Will not be storing the values. We'll remove indices that are out of the current window. For removing, I'll consider the poll first operation. Next, what shall I do? So we have to remove the smaller elements from the back as per the discussion, as per the earlier discussion, as per the discussion that we had made earlier, right? So all the smaller elements has to be removed from the back. The smaller elements, in the sense, the one who which is smaller actually. The element that is smaller than the current element that we are considering, right? So that one we have to remove. So for that, I'll just write the while loop here, not of dequeue dot is empty. Let me go with the is empty here, and let me go with array of dequeue. So I'll just go with dot. Let me go with the peak last. This one actually. Peak last. If it is less than array of I, if it is less than array of I, then I'll just go with a dequeue dot poll last. Let me go with the dequeue dot poll last. Yep. So this is fine. Next, what I'll be doing, so we have to add the current index, right? So we have to add the current index. For that, I'll just make use of the add last operation that is provided by the dequeue. So I'll just go with the add last. And as we have to add the current index, I'll be passing the I here, right? It's as simple as that. Next, so once the window size reaches k, then we have to record the maximum, right? So yep, for that, let's write the simple if condition. If I greater than or equal to k minus 1, in that case, I'll just make use of the string builder variable SB. Uh, Let me make use of the append keyword here, as we have to record the maximum, right? So for that, I'll just be going with the append. All I'll do is I'll just go with array of dq dot, let me make use of the peak first here. Let me make use of the peak first here, right? So this is fine. Peak first is fine. We have to append. Let me append the space so that this looks good actually. This looks good. Yep. So this is fine. Let me come out of this one entirely, man. So finally, we have to consider this one to the string and remove all the white spaces. Yeah. So that I'll do. See here. I'll just go with the system out println string builder variable. So let me make use of the toString here. This one toString. Then let me go with a trim to trim the white spaces. Actually, let me make use of the trim. It's as simple as that. So let me format the code once. Yep. So this is it for the code. So just pause the video and have a look into it. So we have discussed this one step by step. We have discussed this one step by step. Before running the code, let's dry run the code so that we understand the code with the example that we have considered. So that we understand the code clearly by considering this particular example itself, right? Array 1 3 minus 1 minus 3 5 3 6 7, and window size will be going with a 3. Let's do that and then come back and run the code. So yeah, let's go with the same example. Yeah, let's dry run the code with the same example that we have considered within the code. So I'll just go with 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just go with here. This one array here. I'll just go with here. Yep. Array equals. What are the elements that we have here? So 1 3 minus 1. The same thing. Minus 3 5, and three more elements we have considered 3 6 7 in the example. Yep. So this is the example, that the example array or the input array that we'll be going with, right? So we have total 7 elements right here, 8 elements, sorry. Yep. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8. Yeah. I'll just go with here 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So at the end, it might not be visible. So I'll just write 7 here, right? I'll just write 7 here, right? So this is fine. Elements, what are the elements that we have? The same elements within the array will be considering. So we'll be going with 1, 3, minus 1, minus 3, same thing here. I'll just go with a 5, 3, 6, and 7, right? So I'll just go with a 7, the same elements actually. So this is nothing but the iteration but indices, right? In simple terms, these are the indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So now DQ, what does it do? DQ stores the indices, right? So let's map the indices with a value. DQ stores the indices, again I'm telling, but this DQ doesn't store the value, right? So let's map the indices to the values within the DQ. First, we have the element 1. So we are mapping this one to this one. I can just write it in this way, 0 to 1 actually. Yeah. So this is fine. Yep. So the output will be, will not be having any output because we are still, so this is of window 1. We have to consider, we will be going with a window 3. K equals 3 we will be considering as per the example. Yep. K equals 3. Just remember, K equals 3. We'll be having the window size 3, or we are going with a window size 3, right? So next, the same thing, we'll be mapping this one to this one. 1 to 3 actually. 1 to 3, and output will be null because we are window size is 3. So this is fine. Next what we are doing, next we have 2 to the minus 1, this part. Yeah. So then what we will do, see here. So we will be going with 1, the 3, and 2 with the minus 1 for this one. Yep. The minus 1. So the output, the maximum value that we have to get here, maximum value is 3, right? So we'll be going with a 3. We'll be going with a 3. Next, we have the minus 3. So here we'll be mapping 1 to 3, 1 to 3. So this we will be doing. Then 2 to minus 1, 2 to minus 1 as per the previous one. Then 3 to minus 3, 3 to minus 3, 3 to minus 3. So among the maximum is 3, right? So 1 to 3 that we have mapped. So this one we will be considering 3 itself. Next we will be going with a 4 to 5, this one actually. Yep. So this one we are already done with this one. We'll be going with a 4 to 5. So we have the window 3. So previously actually, now we will be mapping only 4 to 5, right? 4 to 5, right? So this is fine. Now we will be updating the value 5, right? 4 to 5 actually. So we will be going with 5, right? So we'll be updating the value 5. Next, what we will do, we have to map this one 5 to 3. So 5 to 3. So this consists of, we can have three windows, right? So we'll be going with the four windows, 4 to 5, as well as 5 to 3 actually. This one 5 to 3. Among this, we will be considering which one? Which one is greater actually? 5 is greater, right? So we will be keeping the 5 itself, right? So this one, we already have the value 5 actually within the particular window. So we'll keep 5 as it is. Now we have 6 with the index 6 actually. 6 will be going with the 6. Here in this case, we'll be updating with the 6 because the value 6 is greater, right? So this is fine, I believe. This is fine, I believe. Next, we have only one element left, nothing but 7, right? So 7, we are mapping this one with a 7. So the final element that is we are updating with a 7, right? The final element we have is 7, and the output we are updating with a 7. So we have the output here 33567. 33567. So this is the output that we need to get actually. 33567 is the output that we need to get actually accordingly with the code that we have written, right? So according with the code that we have written, we have dry run the same thing actually. We have to get the output 335567, 335567. Let's check the same. So now let's run the code actually. We have dry run the code. Let's run the code. Let's see what is the output that we need to get here, right? See here, we are getting the output 335567, right? So we are getting the absolute correct output. Now we are left with only one thing, nothing but discussing about the complexities part. Yeah, let's do that. So what will be the time complexity here? The time complexity for the code that we have written would lead to big O of n, right? So time complexity for the code that we have written would lead to big O of n. So why it leads to big O of n here? So each index enters and exits DQ exactly once. Each index enters and exits the DQ exactly once actually. Yeah. Each index enters the DQ and exits DQ exactly once. So overall time complexity would lead to big O of n. And what would be the space complexity? You would have already guessed. The space complexity would lead to big O of k, right? Size of the window actually. Yep. The space complexity would lead to big O of k. DQ stores at most k indices. DQ stores at most k indices. Yep. So overall time complexity and the space complexity would lead to big O of n and big O of k respectively, right? So this is it for the sliding window maximum. Tomorrow, we'll be discussing on the topic monotonic queue algorithm. Yep. So for now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.